Let's go. I can't lose. Come on. Let's go. Come on. Cause we on yeah. Come on. There's no way you can stop us. Full back, man. I'm a monster. Let's get ready. I ain't trying to lose, no matter what side I choose. Let's get ready. It's only 1 second left. No OT, no second left. Let's get ready. I ain't trying to lose, man.
Las Vegas, a desert oasis, always known for its no-holds-barred attitude. Incredible growth over the last quarter of a century because people were willing to take a chance. And things continue to blossom here in this arid atmosphere. And tonight, here at the Orleans Arena, something new. An impressive player on the scene now in MMA. Welcome to the world premiere of the International Fighting Organization. Hello everyone, Kenny Rice. Welcome to HDNET Friday Fight Night. With me as always, Olympic gold medalist Jeff Blatnick. We have the International Fighting Organization. Remember that name, an impressive player here in the early going because of several men, one in particular, Boxing Hall of Fame referee Richard Steele, who's been in so many important fights here in Las Vegas as a ref, now as a promoter of MMA.
And you've got to give credit to him. He realizes that the shift is on. Boxing is still boxing, but it is not exciting the young crowd. Mixed martial arts is, and as a promoter, he's jumped in with both feet.
And the only way to get everything really established, according to Steele and Company, is to have a championship, and we will see one tonight. The inaugural middleweight belt is on the line here in the IFO. Marvin the Beastman Eastman, who is certainly well known throughout MMA circles. His very first fight was a victory over a man named Quentin Rampage Jackson 7 years ago. He is taking on an up-and-comer coming out of the Midwest in Rob Kimmons, who has won 8 straight coming into this.
And Kimmons, very versatile. Power in his hands, he can knock you out, and he's got great submissions, black belt at American Jiu-Jitsu. But don't overlook Marvin Eastman. Heavy hands, great counter puncher, and he's a terrific counter wrestler in terms of stopping takedowns. This could be a real war.
There is no official line here in Las Vegas on this fight, although Rob Kimmons told us himself he feels that he would be the underdog, the challenger, out of the respect he has for Marvin Eastman. Now with more on this, let's go over to always our man on the scene, Ron Kruk. Ron?
Kenny, this is one busy man. Rob Kimmons has already fought 5 times this year and was just crowned champion of a 16-man tournament. Rob, what are the benefits to being so active, and are there some drawbacks to fighting so much?
Well, one of the benefits of fighting so much is I'm always in shape. I never have time to, get undisciplined and get out of shape. One of the drawbacks is I get nicked up. Obviously I'm fighting every 3 weeks. I'm going to take some little minor injuries every now and then.
Tonight you face off against a very tough Marvin Eastman, a veteran fighter who has been in that cage with some of the sport's biggest names, including Rampage Jackson, but you believe he has a weakness. What is that?
Well, he's a great wrestler. He's a great stand-up striker. You don't see much jiu-jitsu out of him, and you do see when he gets hit on the chin, he collapses. That's his biggest weakness, and that's a bad matchup for a power puncher like me.
Not only do you have a chance tonight to knock off an experienced, well-known fighter, but you can make a name for yourself career-wise. How big is this fight for you?
Obviously this is the biggest fight of my career. I've been fighting every 3 weeks all over the United States, just trying to get a reputation and get some respect. And this is my chance, man. Now everybody at home on HDNET is going to get to see me fight, and hopefully I'll make some new fans.
Rob, we appreciate your time. Kenny, expect some fireworks when Kimmons and Eastman enter the ring tonight.
Thanks, Ron. Bao Quach is the winner of 2 straight. He has international experience and comes in here feeling very comfortable about taking on a veteran opponent.
We all fall down, up in the VIP, white tee, platinum link on me. I got a little bit of cheese, all drinks on me, but mom gotta do something, no drinks for free. What you think of me? What you think you see? When I'm in big faces, thick braces, always lose my watch and ring.
Del Hawkins has over 100 fights in his career, although officially his record is 28-7. Bao Quach and Del Hawkins, as we take a look at the tail of the tape, these guys are almost identical in size, not just in weight and height, but in their build and in their approach to the fight game. This should be entertaining.
Ladies and gentlemen, this next fight is in the IFO featherweight division, scheduled for 3 5-minute rounds. First, introducing out of the blue corner, this man is a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu artist. He stands 5 feet 5 inches tall, weighing in tonight at 145 pounds, with a professional record of 8 wins, 8 losses with 1 draw. From Irvine, California, please welcome Bao Quach. And his opponent tonight, this man is a shoot fighter. He stands 5 feet 5 feet tall. He weighed in tonight at 145 pounds with a professional record of 29 wins and 8 losses. Fighting out of Phoenix, Arizona, please welcome Del Hawkins. And when the action begins, your referee is Josh Rosenthal.
All right, gentlemen, we've gone over the rules. Give me a clean fight, defend yourselves all times, obey my commands all times. Touch gloves, let's do this.
This should be an interesting, entertaining fight. Bao Quach against Del Hawkins. 2 guys very similar in stature and style as we get ready for what is scheduled for 3 5-minute rounds. Round 1 coming up. Josh Rosenthal, the referee.
I'll tell you, Hawkins has been in with some good people, including Uriah Faber, who's one of the stars of the UFC.
Del Hawkins has a ton of experience. His record officially is 28-7. He told me yesterday he's had 121 fights. Dates back to the days of Team Phoenix with Mark Coleman and Don Fry in the very formative years of mixed martial arts here in the U.S.
One of the first alliances. Used to be everybody fought from a single camp, and then people realized, hey, we have holes, so let's get together with other camps, guys from other ones, and train together and fill those holes, fill those needs.
Of course, those were in the days when, you remember, Don Fry was banned from his fire department and from the local gym because they found out he was fighting MMA back in those days.
The Predator.
Let's say hello to Senator John McCain if he's watching. There's the takedown.
Well, there you have it. Bao Quach here trying to pass the guard. Del Hawkins doing a nice job of keeping him in it.
Quach out of Irvine, California. He has won 2 straight. Does feel comfortably set with the stand-up game and his ability to knock people out, although he would prefer to keep it on the mat.
Now, Hawkins has good submissions, but it looks as though ground and pound is going to be what Bao Quach does here.
Quach is in a good position in the mount, and watch him move forward and body slam Hawkins in the process.
Left hooking the upper body. Can't quite posture yet. Now with a knee across the belly, this is good position for Bao Quach. As soon as he breaks that lock, let's see what he can get off. And right knee.
Good knee. Hawkins stunned, but he's back up trying to catch his breath, get regrouped. Bao Quach senses that he has a chance here to do a lot of damage in this first round. But now, right back is Hawkins. There you see the experience of Del Hawkins. It's very doubtful that Quach will show him anything that he hasn't seen. Even though they're very similar in age, Hawkins 30, Quach 27, Hawkins with much more experience.
This is where Hawkins got taken down, was a controlled tie into the fence. That fence causes problems. You think you have the man, but the fence holds him up, and then he can quickly change by pivoting and redirecting that energy. Back to stand-up.
Big swing and a miss by Del Hawkins. Tries to kick, that won't work on Quach.
I don't know, it almost looked like Quach walked into that kick, but was able to block it. I like the timing of that kick. He had Quach moving in.
And Quach misses wildly. Good left there by Hawkins. Hawkins took a shot early on. Now he's right back up and moving well.
Very active fight here. Conditioning is going to become a tool. Wow, that could have been a little bit low. Could have been a little bit low.
Hawkins giving the indication that it is as Josh Rosenthal, the referee, calls timeout to go see about Hawkins.
Well, I didn't see the referee Rosenthal indicate as though he felt that was an intentional foul. Probably incidental. It was a kick. It was a kick.
Inadvertent, nonetheless, as you hear the moan from the crowd as they take a look on the replay. And isn't that automatic in sports? Anytime you take a look at that shot, no matter where you are, you get the collective groan. Feeling the most pain, obviously, is Del Hawkins.
Seems to have weathered it. And Rosenthal doing a nice job there, getting them back together and starting to fight again.
These guys mirror each other, as we have seen throughout this first round. Hawkins and Quach very quick on their feet and with their fist.
Nice sprawl by Bao Quach.
And now Quach is back on top on the ground.
And Hawkins flopped. He deliberately went to his back. So he must feel as though submission might be the answer here.
Think he can pull him in here?
Be tough. I like the way Quach attacks him. He wants to strike. He wants to ground and pound. And you can see he doesn't care whether or not he's on top when he's doing it.
Big sweeping round kick won't go, but now he moves in closer.
Does he have side? He's got side mount. He's in a great position now as a striker. Watch for the elbows. The short arms coming down. There was one. There's another. There's another.
Quach throwing him. You see the open hand there of Hawkins.
And Hawkins isn't moving. He's got to do something to try to improve position. Otherwise, Rosenthal will call this fight.
Push the head and elbow. Push the head.
He's got that right or left arm of Hawkins trapped in the legs. Got the right arm trapped in the arm. Right arm free, and that's going to do it.
Is that going to do it? It is. Seconds to go in the first round. Bao Quach wins on strikes. TKO as Del Hawkins unable to respond. And Bao Quach picks up the victory over the veteran Del Hawkins here in the first.
Well, you don't see any blood, but what happened was Hawkins was really in an indefensible position. Both arms tied up. Quach with his right arm free, raining elbows down. Fight called TKO.
Here's that knee to the face early on in this fight, when it looked like Quach might end it in the early going of this fight.
And then here at the end, both arms trapped, right arm raining blows down, elbows. Fight is called. Good job by our referee.
So Bao Quach picks up the victory over Del Hawkins. We thought it would be interesting and entertaining. I think it lived up to that.
Hard worker.
They talk about Bao Quach being a hard worker there, indeed, and there you look at the frustrated Del Hawkins.
Cannot take you down, cannot outpunch you.
And the victorious Bao Quach. And Hawkins again looking out. He thought he had a good chance coming into this fight, that he matched up well with Quach.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Josh Rosenthal has put a stop to this contest at 4 minutes and 52 seconds of the very first round for your winner by TKO, Bao Quach.
Bao Quach by 8 seconds beating the first round bell to get the victory here over Del Hawkins. Now let's check in again with Ron Kruk.
The name Richard Steele is well known in the boxing world, and that's because he's been a referee in the sport for over 38 years. Now Richard Steele has traded boxing gloves for 6-ounce gloves and has entered the world of mixed martial arts with his newly formed Steel Cage Promotions. The goal? Tackle the big boys in MMA.
The goal is to be able to do as well as the UFC. The goal is to be able to have champions and have good fighters where one day I'll get a phone call from the UFC, Tita or somebody saying, let's put our 2 heavyweights, or let's put our 2 welterweights, or let's put our middleweights together. The public is demanding. They want to see, who is the best and who has the best fighters. And we are here to make good fighters and make good champions.
Taking on the UFC, especially in their own backyard here in Vegas, won't be easy. But then again, Richard Steele has never backed down from a fight.
Thanks, Ron. Joey Gorczynski is coming off his very first loss. The 3-time Oklahoma State high school wrestling champ and 5-time high school All-American feels that he is a much stronger fighter because of that defeat. Joe Cronin. He dyes his hair before each fight. Sometimes it's purple, sometimes it's blue. He's going with blue tonight. The man who calls himself The Show has won 3 of his last 4. We take a look at the tail of the tape. Gorczynski against Cronin. Cronin coming into this, and Gorczynski with identical records, similar fighting styles. Gorczynski has a height advantage.
Ladies and gentlemen, this next fight is scheduled for 3 5-minute rounds in the IFO welterweight division. First, fighting out of the blue corner. This fighter is a freestyle fighter. He stands 5 feet 9 inches tall and weighed in at 171 pounds with a professional record of 6 wins and 1 loss. Fighting out of Aluga, Pryor, Oklahoma, please welcome Joey Gorczynski. And his opponent fighting out of the red corner. This man is a freestyle fighter. He stands 5 feet 8 inches tall and weighed in tonight at 170 pounds with a professional record of 8 wins, 6 losses with 1 draw. Fighting out of Mesa, Arizona, please welcome Joe the Show Cronin. When the action begins, your referee, Steve Matsugati.
All right, gentlemen, you know the rules. We all expect a good, clean, fair fight. You need to obey my commands, protect yourself at all times. Hook them up. Good luck.
As you look at Joey Gorczynski, a wrestling legend in the state of Oklahoma, 3-time Oklahoma State high school champ. There is Joe Cronin, who dyes his hair for each fight. Says he's 2-0 with purple. With the blue, though, that's his favorite color. Each man 6-1 as we start what is scheduled for 3 5-minute rounds, and Gorczynski tries to do what he wants to do and get it on the mat, and he does so with the trip.
Didn't take him very long. 167-11, his high school record. Unbelievable. Likes takedowns, look for him to ground and pound. And I love the club he competes for, the Oklahoma Rumblefish. I'll go ahead and figure that out.
Gorczynski, 5-time All-American in high school, had a neck injury that prevented him from wrestling in college, so he was sidelined for a while, decided to just go ahead and turn pro. And he is coming in here off his first loss. And he's
ate a knee. He ate a right knee, and it just about put him out.
And Cronin may try to move in quicker here and see if he can do any more damage, but Gorczynski holds on tough, and now Cronin's trying to work on the choke.
And he's got it pretty tight.
Joe Cronin,
there it is.
And it's over. Joe Cronin wins it. That was quick. Gorczynski got in trouble, loses for the 2nd straight time. And Joe Cronin, The Show, the blue hair works.
Well, he's certainly not feeling blue with that performance. The knee is what set that all up. Stunned Gorczynski, and when Gorczynski got back, he saw a takedown. He did it like a wrestler. He left his head out there to cover the side, and he got caught in a guillotine choke.
Joe Cronin, the knee and the choke, and he's won 4 out of his last 5 as we take another look. Wow.
Look at that. I mean, that just put him right down. And then there, caught in the guillotine. It's tightened to the side, back arch, closed guard. A lot of pressure, and there's the tap.
Joe Cronin out of Mesa, Arizona, picking up the win and runs his record to 9-6-1. And there you look at Gorczynski, young wrestler out of Oklahoma, suffering his 2nd straight pro defeat.
I tell you what, Cronin went right out there, took care of business. Gorczynski came in like a wrestler should, but he's young. And wrestling is not the complete answer at all in MMA. And so he needs to learn about striking and learning to keep that head out of the way of those knees when you're taking your opponent down.
Let's get the official time on that first round win by Cronin. Here's ring announcer Sonny Franco.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Steve Mazzagatti has put a stop to this contest at 1 minute and 7 seconds of the very first round. For your winner by submission due to a guillotine choke, Joe the Show Cronin.
Joe Cronin, up from Mesa, Arizona, said he likes to put on a show. That's why he calls himself The Show. Well, the show was short tonight, not even into the first round hardly before he gets the win, but he picks up another victory. He's standing by with Ron.
Thanks, Kenny. Joe Cronin, you said you wanted to put on a show tonight, fireworks early and often. How'd you end this fight so quickly?
Oh man, to be honest, I prepared myself for a war. I knew he was a good wrestler. He took the knee early, got the choke. It's a fight, anything could happen. So 7-7-0-7, did my thing, but a fight's a fight.
Let's take a look at the replay. Talk us through what we're seeing.
Okay. All right, here, I have him somewhat in the guillotine. It's kind of oh, yeah. Ooh,
crushing knee.
Oh, God, yeah. Got him with the knee. I thought I knocked him out. I felt him just collapse. But at this point, I had the choke. It's kind of relaxing. I knew I had it.
And that was it. Now, Joe, you said you had your best record when you dyed your hair purple. Maybe this blue thing's going to work out for you.
Yeah, I think I'm sticking with the blue. Blue came through tonight, so definitely gonna continue the blue for.
All right, buddy, big win for you. Kenny, back to you at cage side.
All right, thanks, Ron. Joe Cronin, his hairdresser knows for sure, and the fans here do as well. He picks up the win in the first round. As we get ready now for the IFO Featherweight Championship. Out of Wichita, Kansas, it is Eric Payne. Payne 3 times has won with first-round submission victories in his last 3 outings. Only twice in his career has he gone the distance. Brandon Shelton out of Edmond, Oklahoma, has been on a hot streak. He has gone the distance. His last 5 fights have come away with victories and all. He is on a roll of 6-0.
I'm really good at submissions. My best thing I'm at is taking people's back. Some people say I'm like a back magnet. I can just find a way to find your back and choke you out. I've choked out probably 3 or 4 different people unconscious and just stood above them and left them sleeping there while I went and celebrated.
More of a grappler. I like to stand up, I'll bang. It doesn't matter if he wants to bang, I'll stand up and bang with him. If it's not working out, I take him down, submit him, or pound him out. It's not a big deal to me, and just whatever he wants to do, I'll do it. It doesn't matter.
I think it's going to be an interesting grappling game, a wrestler versus submission wrestler. Him trying to ground pound and keep up with me trying to submit him and stuff, and me trying to stand up and hit him, and him trying to take me down and defending the takedown and trying to tire him out until eventually I knock him out on his feet, or when we get to the ground, he's just so tired he can't defend a submission, and
he gets caught. I'm fighting Eric Payne. I know he's a good jiu-jitsu guy, which that falls right into my plan. If he wants to go jiu-jitsu, he doesn't know I'm a jiu-jitsu guy, and I don't care if he knows I am or if I'm not. I don't care what he knows about me. I don't care to know anything about him. It's a fight.
Looking at our tail of the tape, Eric Payne and Brandon Shelton in the title fight. And the thing that stands out is the height and reach advantage that belongs to Eric Payne.
Ladies and gentlemen, this title fight is sanctioned by the Nevada State Athletic Commission. Your executive director, Mr. Keith Kaiser, Chairman Tony Alamo, members Skip Amazino Jr., Joe Brown, and John Bailey. Your doctors cage side, Dr. Jeff Davidson, Mr. David Watson, Dr. Anthony Ruggiero, and Dr. Al Capana. Your timekeepers, Steve Esposito and Mike Lasella. Your judges for this event, Lester Griffin, Mr. Gene LaBelle, and Glenn Trowbridge. Ladies and gentlemen, this is for the IFO Featherweight Championship of the World. First, introducing the fighter to my left out of the blue corner. This fighter is a combat submission fighter. He stands 6 feet tall. He weighed in tonight at 146 pounds with a professional record of 20 wins and 6 losses. Out of Fullerton, California, please welcome Eric Payne. And his opponent tonight, fighting out of the red corner. This man is a jiu-jitsu and a wrestler. He stands 5 feet 6 inches tall and weighed in tonight at 145 pounds with a professional record of 15 wins with 1 loss. Fighting out of Norman, Oklahoma, please welcome Brandon Shelton. And when the action begins, your referee, Josh Rosenthal.
We've got the rules in the back. Give me a clean fight, defend yourselves all times, obey my commands all times. Touch gloves, let's do this.
As we get ready now for the International Fighting Organization World Featherweight Championship. 2 very talented young fighters have earned their way here, Eric Payne and Brandon Shelton. You look at Shelton, who is giving up about 4.5, 5 inches in height.
Well, Shelton, a tremendous high school background in wrestling, but it means nothing. That's just one component of what can make up a great MMA fighter. Payne, a master submission, trains in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. So even if Shelton gets the takedown, does he put himself in danger by putting himself closer to his submission?
Eric Payne has won 3 straight with first-round submissions. Only twice has he gone past the first round. Conversely, Brandon Shelton, 5 of his career victories have come by decision. And early on, he is working on the leg here. But Eric Payne is up quickly.
And there's the wrestling right there. I mean, Payne came up with him, but Shelton knew what to do with him on his feet. Does he know what to do with him on the ground? And you can see Payne just whipping his body around Shelton, trying to just get a heel hook or something to start the roly-poly motion that sets up his submission.
Brandon Shelton wrestled briefly at Oklahoma State University. He told me he's been working hard on his jiu-jitsu and his judo. He thinks it's better than it has been. And this is obviously a guy who has been on a roll for a long time, the 20-year-old putting up a bunch of victories in a short period of time and working hard.
Now can he, I like he's crossing his legs, so he's trying to prevent the mount, but the question is his submission defense good on the ground? Especially from a north-south position like this.
And watch Eric Payne. Remember, he likes to put fights away early.
That was a choke.
And look at that throw. Eric Shelton just flips Eric Payne to the ground. Brandon Shelton taking over here early.
And look at this, a reverse triangle. A reverse triangle.
Shelton and Payne fighting for the IFO World Featherweight Championship. First round action. Now Shelton giving up his back to Eric Payne. And Payne trying to get the choke in there. That is one of his specialties. He'll keep throwing the punches till he can get something opened up here. Eric Payne out of Wichita, Brandon Shelton out of Edmond, Oklahoma. Two guys from the Midwest meeting here in Vegas to decide a championship.
And Shelton with a reversal there, pulling his right arm through. Able to turn the tables, but what can he do here? I thought ground and pound would be his main objective when he gets his opponent down. Wow.
Some moves already here by Shelton, including basically an old-fashioned over-the-shoulder throwdown here in the early going of this fight.
Good elbow.
His best strike so far.
Armbar.
Now he's trying to pull his way out of the armbar.
Side mount, good position now. Can he ground and pound?
You see the strength there of Eric Shelton, who stood up and got away from that attempted armbar submission by Eric Payne.
And that's a good armbar attempt right there.
And once again, Shelton standing straight up.
Doesn't have it deep enough so that the elbow is set, but the scissors on the head seems to be doing a pretty good job.
Look at Eric Payne.
Back into the triangle now, and that's going to do it.
Payne wins it. Eric Payne staying right with it. And Eric Payne has won the inaugural International Fighting Organization World Featherweight Championship. A first-round victory over Brandon Shelton. If at first you don't succeed, try something else. Try the armbar, wins with the triangle, and for the fourth straight time, Eric Payne has put away his opponent in the first round.
Now Shelton could take him down, but he didn't know what to do with him once he got there. And each time he did, Payne immediately went into submissions attempts. And those I call sharp daggers, and eventually one of them's going to stick.
Let's take another look at this here, Jeff, in the first round.
Now, armbar right there. I mean, Shelton is in trouble, and he horses him up, slams him, and there keeps the weight over the head, compressing him, and that takes a little bit of the pressure off. But here at the end, full triangle, pulling down on the head, quick tap by Shelton.
And there's a look at Eric Payne from Wichita, Kansas. Had to sit out about a year, almost back in 05. Had a shoulder injury, kept him on the sideline, but he is really on a roll, and he is the IFO featherweight champ with his first round win over Brandon Shelton. Now let's make it official and get the time on it, and back to the ring announcer, Sonny Franco.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Josh Rosenthal has put a stop to this contest at 4 minutes and 10 seconds of the very first round. For your winner, and now the IFO featherweight champion of the world, Eric Payne. Ladies and gentlemen, here to present his belts, CEO, President, and Vice President of IFO, Mr. Richard Steele, Mr. Steve Oceans, and Mr. John Stahowski.
Take this water.
And there's Eric Payne with the IFO belt, being congratulated there by the legendary boxing referee, Richard Steele, in the Hall of Fame, and the man who put together this international fighting organization along with his partners promoting the event here at the Orleans Arena.
Nice one.
And standing by with the IFO featherweight champion, Ron Kroc.
With the winner, Eric Payne. And Eric, you had battled through some injuries of late.
Yeah.
You had some fighters cancel on you the last minute. How satisfying is this win tonight?
This win is great. Brandon Shelton's a Class A wrestler. To come off a submission first round against him is awesome. I can't ask for a better victory than tonight.
The armbar attempts, finished it with the triangle. Let's take a look at the replay. Talk us through it.
Okay. There I set the armbar with the knee. Then I was able to slip the leg in. I thought I had it right there, but Brandon he's a lot stronger than he looks. And then I knew I wasn't gonna be able to break his arm there. So I just set up one of my best moves is a triangle. from there. And a lot of this I learned the last 6 weeks. A lot of people don't know this, but I snuck down to Fullerton, California, and trained with one of the best teams in the world, Combat Submission Wrestling, Eric Paulson. I owe a lot of this to Eric Paulson and his team. They're great guys, one of the best teams in the world. I just want to thank them and my sponsors, Mike Chappell and Brooke Phillips. Thanks a lot to them guys helping me to be where I'm at today.
Eric Payne, congratulations. You are the new IFO featherweight champion.
Thank you. It feels great to be here. Thank you, Richard Steele and IFO, for being here, for inviting me here. If you guys invite me back, which you will, to defend my belt, you're going to see a lot better, a lot slicker Eric Payne. Thank you very much.
All right, congratulations. Kenny, back to you at cage side.
Eric Payne! Thanks, Ron. We saw a very effective Eric Payne here in the first round to take this belt tonight.
Expert submission attempts. Followed it through time after time after time, and eventually one of them hung in there and he got the tap.
And he is the IFO featherweight champ. We get ready now for this IFO middleweight title. It is Eastman, and doesn't he have just a ton of experience against a who's who, taking on Kimmons, this relatively unknown from the Midwest, even though he has won 8 straight.
Yeah, without question, Eastman has got a load of talent and a load of experience, and that might be the difference in a championship fight, particularly when you're talking about a youngster, somebody who can get a little emotional, a little carried away. But Kimmons has tremendous skill. This is going to be the war.
Well, Marvin Eastman, of course, as we know, he's faced about everybody that you can imagine who's really good in mixed martial arts fighting. Now with more on this showdown, let's go over to Ron Cross.
Guys, tonight's main event between Marvin Eastman and Rob Kimmons is the classic battle between the experienced warrior and the young and up-and-comer. The 36-year-old Eastman is an established veteran trying to stay on top of his fight game, while the 26-year-old Kimmons is hungry for the MMA world to recognize him as a legit contender.
I'm not a smack talker. I don't talk smack about people. My objective is just to destroy and obliterate anybody that steps in front of me.
When it comes to the brawling, man, I got a right hand. I'm ambidextrous. I can go left or right, but if I hit you with the right, it's probably good night.
I don't see any other outcome but me winning this fight and taking this belt home. And it ain't no disrespect to my opponent, but, he tried to take my fronts out, and I like being able to chew on my food.
I'm going to try to hit him right on his chin and knock him out. And if he's silly enough that he tries to take me to the ground, I'm a black belt. Take me down, Marvin. I dare you.
Well, basically, I'm dropping down to middleweight. Cutting weight is not something that I like to do, but I'll do whatever I got to do to be successful.
My thoughts on Marvin Eastman cutting this much weight. He's a big, strong guy at 205. But at 185, he's going to be a dehydrated, just worn out guy, and he's going to get bullied.
I don't want to win. I expect to win every time I go in a cage, whether it's Quentin, whether it's Couture, whether it's whether it's some guy that has no wins at all. I don't discount anybody.
Finally, the pressure's off me. This is the one fight where nothing's holding me back. If I feel like going for a flying armbar or some crazy leg lock, I'm going to do it because there's nothing holding me back. I have no nerves on this fight.
Don't forget the opportunity to put somebody to sleep, and that's what my objective is. I'm going to cut him up, knock him out.
If I had to guess, I'd say me, winner by TKO, second round, after he gasses out because his ass just cut too much weight.
Kenny and Jeff, this is the first time that Marvin Eastman will fight at 185 pounds. We'll see if that cut in weight affects his power or his cardio. Meanwhile, Kimmons is young, but he is very confident going into this fight.
And now we get ready for the IFO Middleweight Championship. Rob Kimmons, out of Kansas City, Kansas, has won 7 in the first round as part of this 8-fight winning streak. Marvin the Beastman Eastman, originally from California, his home now in Las Vegas. You name somebody famous in the mixed martial arts world, chances are he has fought them. His first career victory 7 years ago was with Quentin the Rampage Jackson. And now we get ready for the inaugural IFO Middleweight Championship, taking a look at the tail of the tape. Marvin Eastman, more comfortable at fighting at 205. He dropped weight for this. He comes in at 184. Kimmons very comfortable at 185.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the main event of the evening. This main event is being sanctioned by the Nevada State Athletic Commission. Your judges for this bout are Miss Adelaide Bird, Jeff Collins, and Mr. Tony Weeks. This fight is scheduled for 5 rounds in the IFO Middleweight Division for the IFO Middleweight Championship of the World. And now, ladies and gentlemen, in front of a packed house here at the Orleans Arena in Las Vegas, Nevada, the time has come to unleash the pain. First, fighting out of the blue corner, this man is a jiu-jitsu artist. He stands 5 feet 10 inches tall and weighed in tonight at 184 pounds. He has a professional record of 17 wins with 2 losses. Fighting out of Kansas City, Kansas, please welcome Rob the Rosedale Reaper Kimmons. And his opponent tonight, fighting out of the red corner, this man is a Muay Thai kickboxer. He stands 5 feet 9 inches tall and weighed in tonight at 184 pounds with a professional record of 14 wins, 7 losses with 1 draw. Fighting out of Merced, California, please welcome Marvin, the Beastman Eastman. And when the action begins, your referee, Steve Matsugati.
All right, gentlemen, this is it. We all expect a good, clean, fair fight. Need to obey my commands, protect yourself at all times. Hook them up. Good luck.
Here we go. As you look at Marvin Eastman, half of his victories have been by decision. His counterpart, Rob Kimmons, has won 8 in a row. 7 of those victories decided in the first round. At stake, the inaugural International Fighting Organization Middleweight Championship. Round 1, it's scheduled for 5, and it's underway.
Eastman has heavy hands, he's tough to take down, and he prefers to be the counterpuncher. Kimmons, he can knock you out, he can submit you. A black belt in what he calls American Jiu-Jitsu.
Eastman, as we've talked about, you name it, he's been in the ring against him. That's just about the way it goes from his very first pro win 7 years ago against Quentin Jackson. He lost to the Rampage his last night out. He's thrown some leather early on, and look at that. The power of Marvin the Beastman Eastman, but Kimmons is right back up, and he delivers a knee.
Kimmons was hanging onto the neck of Eastman during that slam. Otherwise, it would have been a lot more effective. But that gives you a idea of the power of the beast.
Kimmons again said no pressure on me in this fight. I'm from Kansas City, Kansas. Nobody knows who I am. Everybody knows what Marvin Eastman has done in his MMA career. I'm very relaxed coming into this.
Yeah, he's nicknamed the Rosedale Reaper for a reason. A lot of his fights don't go the distance. In fact, there have only been 3 that have not. 3 decisions in all his fights.
Eastman, meanwhile, has the punching power we've seen, but is quite content as well if it does go the distance. He was out running in that 107-degree sun yesterday to cut some weight to come in here at 184. Eastman comfortable at middleweight or light heavyweight. And again, exchanging punches, and look at Rob Kimmons, giving him a smile. And now Kimmons comes right back.
Kimmons wants to go at it. That's why people like him as a fighter. He puts everything into it. He's entertaining.
Kimmons delivering a knee and says, let's get it on. This is for a championship after all.
And your comments about the cutting weight, that'll come in later in the fight, if the fight goes that long. Certainly cutting weight, particularly a lot of weight, can affect your cardio. Kimmons is not backing off, keeps pushing in, looking for angle.
Kimmons with his toughest fight to date, he said, I know that. No doubt about it. I'm ready, though, to give it my best shot. And you see here, he appears to be clowning around.
He's making faces while in the clinch. But he's relaxed.
Very relaxed. And Eastman, quite the contrary here.
Kimmons is keeping this pace pretty high, and I think that's also important. He was at the weigh-ins yesterday. He knows he's cut some weight.
Got that kick in there, and there you see Kimmons now taunting him. He's taunting Eastman. He deflected that last kick to bring it on.
And it's Kimmons' fight right now. Beastman reacting to him. Marvin Eastman needs to get focused and stay in his game.
With the fighters Eastman's been in the ring against, we talked about Rampage Jackson, Vernon White, Travis Feud, Jason Guida, among others. You wonder right now if he's just getting a little frustrated and angry at a man actually taunting him.
Kimmons has been in with some tough strikers, particularly Joe Riggs. He lost to Riggs. Riggs made it to the UFC, but he is a ferocious puncher.
And Kimmons, the kid from out in the wheat fields of Kansas, coming in here with a city game.
Well, he's switching back and forth. He's going from southpaw back to right hand. Now he's back to southpaw. And Eastman catches him with a right.
First round action here, IFO middleweight championship. Kimmons in the camouflage against Eastman.
Got him backed up. Short time left.
Kimmons continues to work the knee area. And Kimmons and Eastman after one round, and Kimmons saying, hey, I'm ready for this. This is mine.
That was good. All right.
Listen into Marvin Eastman's corner.
Wow, good kick by Eastman. And the response by Kimmons is a woo!
Yeah, wait for you.
You can see why people like to watch him fight.
That one knee you fed him fucking hurt him, dude. Hurt him bad. He's not sure he wants to fucking be here right now. Show him why he don't want to be here. Okay? Feel good, baby? Fuck yeah. It's all right. Made you think good, made you think good. Get your mouthpiece in. Come on, go. Come on.
Rob Kimmons said no pressure. He looks about as relaxed as anybody that's ever been in the ring with Marvin Eastman. I don't know if Quentin Jackson was as relaxed the last time he fought.
I don't know. I mean, that fight went to a decision as well. And I like the way that Kimmons is handling himself, relaxed, keeping the pressure on Eastman. But Eastman's done all right.
Eastman with the low kick. Eastman trying to measure him off here in the cage. Perhaps cut it down a little bit on Kimmons. We saw Kimmons take some punches though. Had no problem. He'd like the stand-up dance.
Well, when I talked to him, he said, yeah, I had all these KOs and I got all these submissions. Thank God I got a KO in my last fight. Like, he thought he was doing something wrong, not knocking people out.
Kimmons back to southpaw.
He's got fast hands, too. Superman by Eastman doesn't get there, and now a body lock up against the fence by Kimmons.
Kimmons getting the knees in there, working on the thighs of Eastman. And you wonder right now if Eastman is a little bit frustrated.
I think Kimmons is quicker. He's first off. He's the initiator. He's been doing a nice job of pummeling in on that bear hook. Keep that underhook in there. But thus far in the second round, it's the way that Kimmons wants to fight that's holding him.
And for only the second time in his last 9 fights now, Rob Kimmons finds himself in the second round. With a brawling style that gets the crowd excited even though a punch was not landed. And you wonder if he might get caught in the middle, the orthodox to southpaw switch at some time here. So far it hasn't been close, but you just wonder as this fight progresses.
And Eastman right now looks like he's starting to take control of initiating and fighting the way he wants to. Right hand!
And Eastman
puts him
with
down.
His best punch. And Eastman moving in on Kimmons. Kimmons not smiling now. Eastman with his best attack here in the second round.
That punch looked to flatten Kimmons, but he's got his faculties. He's able to defend. He's in a good guard position. Able to slow the ground and pound attack of Eastman. This is where I wonder if Kimmons has flashes of Joe Riggs. This is where Riggs is really good. And Eastman slows it down now. Good guard by Kimmons.
Eastman had his flurry here in the second round. Kimmons with his hands full right now, but he has regained composure.
Time for Eastman now to pile up points. He can do so with ground and pound. And the Beast Man now up on his toes, forcing Kimmons into the fence. He's in his guard, but he's got some room to strike. Now fully up.
Eastman, since this fight went back to the mat, though, has not gotten in the best punches. Not gotten in the punches that maybe he'll need as the course of this championship fight goes on.
I think this is a position that Eastman wants to, but also needs to score.
Kimmons has done a good job on defense after Eastman stunned him and got him on the ground.
Doing a nice job of controlling Kimmons as well. Not falling into any submissions, staying busy. He's throwing some bombs.
Now Eastman is trying to get those punches in. Those off the shoulder, off the left shoulder of Kimmons. Seconds to go here in round two. They'll continue on in this IFO middleweight championship. Title up for grabs as we move on to the third round. Marvin Eastman looking more like the Beast Man there in the second round against Rob Kimmons.
There's that right hand. It seemed to glance, almost like a shoulder punch, but it did definitely hit. Drove Kimmons backwards and down to the ground, and Eastman knew what to do from there. Started raining the blows. But for all that, it didn't look like Kimmons sustained much damage.
No, a couple of punches in there. Kimmons didn't smile for a minute. Now he's back in his corner. He looked a little more... I don't know if you could say that guy's worried.
Yeah,
this is
loose.
the Alfred E. Newman approach to this fight.
All right, let's go, guys.
26-year-old Rob Kimmons out of Kansas City, Kansas. Came in here with a loose, happy attitude. I'm just glad to be in Vegas with a chance at the title.
I'll tell you one thing, I watched Eastman yesterday, and you know, the weigh-ins occurred a little bit late due to paperwork and such with the commission, and he was holding his weight that whole time, wasn't a happy camper, and then I saw him in the buffet. He did it right, he did it slowly. Fluids first, he was relaxed, and small plates of food, and finally a bigger plate of food. You know, he was in there for a good couple hours, taking his time, making sure he did it right, not shock the system by stuffing it all at once.
Third round of the championship fight. Eastman effective in the second round. Very similar to the way it all started, though. Kimmons up on his feet and coming right at Eastman. Gets the underhooks in there. Eastman not able to get him down. Instead, it's Kimmons getting in a couple of knees.
Double underhook up. But Kimmons might have had a shot there at a bear hug. And here I think Eastman's actually controlling the clinch because of his power. Nice right hand there to break the clinch.
Eastman coming in with more what we would call big-time experience at 14-7-1. Kimmons at 17-2. For those who wondered, how good is that record he built up against opponents in the Midwest? It's looking pretty good right now as he continues to hang tough against a veteran fighter in Marvin Eastman. And now he tries to get a choke in there with that left arm. Timeout called by referee Steve Mazzagatti.
Hey, no coaching, guys. Hold on.
I'm not sure what that timeout was for.
It was a low blow knee.
Was it inadvertent?
Yeah, there was no, he hasn't gone around to the judges to deduct a point, so this is a timeout. Eastman will get 5 minutes.
Let's take a look at it up close here and just see, as you see the...
Right there. Saw a knee come up right there, and apparently the referee saw it too.
Well, anyway, action continues now after the timeout. Eastman looking better, getting his wind back, and we'll see if he can resume some punches. Haven't had that devastating punch yet. He's had a couple that landed, but nothing that absolutely has rocked Rob Kimmons.
Kimmons has a more serious look on his face now. Not as much clowning around. He's in a fight, and it looks to me like Eastman is starting to assert himself.
Don't we all the longer we stay in Vegas? Everybody's happy when you first arrive.
Ooh, right hand.
Then it gets serious, and now Eastman is moving in and shoving Kimmons against the fence. And now again, low blow. Eastman on the ground, mouthpiece is out. Steve Mazzagatti, another timeout. And there you see some damage to Rob Kimmons, that left eye.
And Eastman's in a bit of pain.
Certainly looking that way. As we take another look at the punch here. And again, here's the knee. I don't know. I'd like to see. I wish we could get another angle on that. What do you think, Jeff?
It seemed to me like he caught him low. The referee stopped it right away on it. He has not assessed a foul, though, so.
Let's take another look at it.
Be a little farther away. Yeah, that was coming right up into the middle.
Well, for the second time, there's been a timeout in this round for an inadvertent low blow. And again, Mazzagatti, the referee, not warning Rob Kimmons to reinforce that it's not an intentional low blow. As you see Kimmons give the thumbs up to some crowd cheering him on as Eastman continues to catch his breath.
I'm surprised the doctor's not in the ring here.
The crowd wants the action to continue. Now the applause there for Eastman.
Well, Eastman's taken 2 of these now in this fight.
Now you look at Marvin Eastman, veteran fighter. He's a full-time corrections officer. Originally from Northern California, lives and fights out of Las Vegas. There is Rob Kimmons, 26 years old, Kansas City, Kansas. Fighting here for the IFO Middleweight Championship. And Marvin Eastman standing up reluctantly. Now bends over, picks up his mouthpiece. And they'll wash it off in his corner there as there's Rob Kimmons now, another about 5 minutes, which you're allowed to take the entire time. And this time Eastman has taken his 5 minutes. He's inflicted a little bit of damage to Rob Kimmons there under in the left eye of Kimmons, who would call himself the challenger in this. It's the first time this title's been up, but he said he's the underdog. Eastman should be the favorite in this fight.
Mouthpiece back in. No quitting the beast, man. He just nodded his head. He hasn't brought his hands up yet, but it looks like he's ready to do so.
Waiting for Eastman to give the word. Mazzagatti, Steve Mazzagatti, the referee, talking to him. Eastman, if he can't go on here, this will be a no contest.
I believe that is what the commission will do. It'll be interesting to see. It's gone a ways, but I don't know how you can end it with 2 real blows like that.
Here we are in the 3rd round of the IFO middleweight title fight. Now the action is back on between Marvin Eastman and Rob Kimmons.
Kimmons not pressing the action. I thought he might press the action.
Kimmons taking a couple of good punches from Eastman. And Kimmons has not been able to get in there and get punches into Eastman.
It seems as though Eastman's got the better of the flurries with the hands.
Eastman more in a classic boxing style. Kimmons more straight on at you, switching from left to right, almost in a brawling style. Eastman pushes him away, doesn't want to get back in a clinch. He's taken 2 inadvertent low blows in this fight. Eastman flicks that jab out, and Kimmons is showing respect now.
He is.
For Eastman. He's not getting in there, and he doesn't want a part of that 1-2 combination. Seconds to go here in round 3. Over halfway through the title fight. Round 4 coming up between Marvin Eastman and Rob Kimmons. Let's check in the corner now, Marvin Eastman.
You understand? Take a deep breath, Marvin. Get your head back in this fight. When you stand up, you don't have to knock him out. We just pick him apart. All right? Deep breath. Hands up. Don't hesitate so much. If you guys are just standing there, Marvin, start touching him, feint, and then go. He's just waiting. He's showing you the right hand. Yeah. All right, you see that coming. Just watch out for that and get your stuff on. All right?
Don't shoot. I just want you to kick that leg in there, fucking overhand right. Boom, right on fucking chin, and it's gonna be nighttime. Okay?
1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2.
Okay? Because he's watching your hands. He's watching your hands, and he's scared. He's ready to get the fuck out of the way. You tag that leg, get him off balance.
Hey, now I know they're accidental, but
Advice by Job Duran and Rolando De Gracia there in Kimmons' corner.
What about that advice? You think he can? I think the Eastman corner kind of summed it up better. He can pick him apart the way this fight is going right now. He's able to move in and get his jabs in there against Kimmons.
I agree, but I like what he said. Try the right kick and then follow it with the right hand.
As action starts here in the 4th round, we'll see if Kimmons is able to do that. He flicks those jabs out there for the first time now. It's been a long time since we've seen him try to come out and throw a couple of jabs.
Setting it up. He did as the right kick. Let's see now if he'll follow it the next time.
His corner said jab and kick.
Ooh, right hand.
Moving away from it is Marvin Eastman. Eastman more in the classic boxing stance. But Kimmons, now that wild brawling style, makes you feel that he's always a kick or a punch away from changing things.
Watch your fingers in there, watch your fingers.
Wonder if Eastman has a right leg kick. Kimmons is putting his lead leg out there a long way.
Well, Eastman, his corner told him, you have a chance just to pick apart this fight. And again, Eastman, half of his victories have come via decision. He has no problem going the distance.
Yeah, his shape looks tremendous. Despite everything
and now
that's
he
happened.
gets the takedown. How about that? Standing up all this time, he decides, let's get it back to the ground, the first time since back in the 1st round. And he gets in a couple of shots there to the rib.
He could actually keep this right here the rest of the round and just try to work ground and pound, staying busy like he's doing right now. Nothing more than that. Kimmons now with a left underhook. That could pose a problem. He could try and sweep here.
You would have to almost think, too, that Kimmons does need to get busy. We're in the 4th round. As far as scoring this fight so far, how would you do it?
At this point, I think Eastman's turned it around. Despite those low blows and not getting any penalty points. He seems confident, not trying to do too much.
And he has controlled it.
Right, he is now controlling and initiating, which is putting Kimmons on the defense. And that takedown really helped.
Eastman. Maybe a little bit of a surprise by taking this to the mat.
No, I actually like this idea. If he can just keep him right there.
Kimmons is saying now that was a low blow, that knee. The knee to the buttocks, basically, saying it's a low blow. And he wants a timeout and will get it. So for the 3rd time, the first time in favor of Rob Kimmons, action stopped for a low blow. Inadvertent again. Nobody's been warned, and Kimmons is up quickly and starting again. You see what Kimmons can do on his feet.
And I wonder if Kimmons is fighting now on emotion instead of brains. Seemed angry.
He also may be feeling some urgency here, knowing that he has to start getting a few of these punches in.
Eastman keeps firing.
It's been an impressive showing, though, for Rob Kimmons. Again, coming in here, the self-proclaimed underdog in this fight, taking on the veteran Marvin Eastman here for the IFO Middleweight Championship.
And Kimmons has slowed a lot now. Good defense there. None of those really landed.
There's the left. That left kick glancing off Marvin Eastman.
And again, short time. See who closes the round with a flurry and a high kick that partially catches Eastman's head.
Seconds to go here in the fourth round. Eastman comes back with a kick of his own. No real damage done. The Superman bluff, and there's the left by Kimmons, and that was one of his better exchanges in the final seconds of the fourth round. It's going to the fifth and final round to decide the International Fighting Organization World Middleweight
I don't want you to
Champion.
get careless, Coleman.
I got a 2-2 right now.
I want your hands up high.
I can get there.
Let's take a look at this, an inadvertent low blow. Rob Kimmons, the recipient of that. Remember, twice in this fight it's been stopped, timeouts, because Eastman received a low blow. Everything unintentional. I mean, at least the referee thought it was unintentional.
That's correct.
Nobody's had any points taken away. Okay, so we go into this one. Final round to decide the IFO middleweight champ.
It's all on the line, and both these guys have absorbed damage, both legal and not so legal.
Marvin Eastman in the black trunks. Rob Kimmons in the camouflage.
I think the winner of this round is going to take it. Wow! Jumping elbow.
Over the course of the fight, the best punches have come from Eastman. As you can see on the left side of the face of Rob Kimmons.
And I would have thought Kimmons, with his ability on the ground, would have tried to bring the fight there a little bit more often.
He has stood up by his own choice most of the way.
Yep. He likes to trade. He likes to please the crowd. Pleasing the crowd isn't always the way to win the fight, though. But I'm impressed with Kimmons' ability. I'm impressed with Eastman's ability. Look at that, nice speed by Eastman. Ducks the punch, nearly got the double leg.
Eastman again, as you might guess from right there. Look at his stance, more of the boxing, more in the classic form of a boxer.
And for the body type that Eastman has, I'm amazed. His cardio is so good. So good.
Remember, before the start of the fourth round, we overheard in Eastman's corner his connections telling him, you know, you can just kind of pick this guy apart and stay out there and win this fight. You don't have to knock him down. You don't have to submit him. Just keep getting your jabs in there, keep moving away from any serious damage, and you'll win this fight. That's what they think.
Eastman just tried an arm throw, got out of it, almost came up behind Kimmons. Little Greco-Roman action there.
But you wonder now if Kimmons needs to have a very solid round.
And I'm starting to see Kimmons back up now. Eastman is stepping forward.
Eastman the quicker in the stand-up. Again, the roundhouse by Kimmons misses. But you kind of get the sense that he knows he needs a couple of big strikes here in this final round.
Eastman had a glancing blow off the head of Kimmons there. Kimmons backed up. He's still backing up.
Well, it's Eastman still controlling the tempo here.
This fight really turned after Eastman got kneed. Low blow.
Eastman swings a leg of his own, glances off, but keeps the attention of Rob Kimmons.
It looks like Eastman's feeling it now. He's up on his toes a little better.
Kimmons going for the takedown, and Eastman gets away and puts him against the fence.
Great flurry grappling there.
So Eastman continues to look strong here in the final stages of this title fight.
Double leg countered by a lateral drop. That's a thing of beauty. Yeah, I'd keep digging punches there into the side of Kimmons. Stay busy, keep scoring.
Remember, Kimmons, who's won 8 in a row, 7 of those wins came in the first round. Half the victories in the career of Marvin Eastman, his 14 wins, 7 of them coming by way of decision. Eastman is much more comfortable in the final round than Kimmons, and more experienced in this situation.
I agree with you there as well. I don't think Kimmons has gotten weaker through the fight, but he's backing off now. He's not taking the fight to Eastman anymore.
Far more aggressive in the early stages of
this,
Jeff.
was. And that's when he was all animated. He's no longer animated either. No diss to Kimmons. I really like his fighting style, but
Kimmons now pointing at, was he pointing to his eyes? He looked over at Steve Mazzagatti, the referee. Eastman comes in with the kick.
And Eastman is finishing with a flurry. He's doing the attacking.
That's it. Marvin Eastman thinks he is the new IFO middleweight champ.
And I don't see Kimmons jumping up and down at this point.
Rob Kimmons coming in. Relatively unknown outside of the Midwest, but coming in with a strong performance against the veteran fighter in Marvin Eastman. And you look at basically a who's who, including UFC champ Quentin Jackson, that Marvin Eastman has been in the cage against. Here's the action there in the 5th and final round.
Big double leg attempt by Kimmons, and I like Eastman there. He just digs that underhook in, tries a lateral drop, nearly puts Kimmons down. This is going to be a tough one to score. Kimmons early, Eastman late. What about that middle round?
I think that Eastman dictated the tempo more in this fight and controlled it and was able to get in more punches and pretty much do what he wanted to do.
Certainly, I think the last thing the referee, or excuse me, the judges have seen is Eastman controlling the fight. And it was really the last 2 rounds he controlled it very well. So this is going to be a difficult decision for the judges. Certainly, either fighter feels they could have won this fight. And they're the sportsmanship.
I think for sure, Rob Kimmons came in here and got a lot of respect. Marvin Eastman favored, as most people think, to win this coming into the fight. Anyway, it goes the distance. The judges have made their decision. Who is the IFO champ? Sonny Franco, the ring announcer, has the verdict.
Yeah, I know that. I know that's for sure.
Good job. We're in the heat of the moment.
For sure, man. It's all respect. It's all respect.
All right, guys, we got a decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, how about a big round of applause for both of these fighters? Ladies and gentlemen, after 5 exciting rounds, we go to the scorecard. Judge Adelaide Bird scores about 49-46. Judge Jeff Collins scores about 50-45. And Judge Tony Weeks scores about 49-46. By your winner, by unanimous decision, and your new middleweight IFO champion of the world, Rob the Rosedale Reaper Kimmons.
This is a stunner, a unanimous decision victory for Rob
Correction,
Kimmons.
correction, ladies and gentlemen.
I think I heard
There's been a mistake. Correction.
55.
Your correction. Your IFO
The
middleweight
look on
champion of the
Marvin
world.
Eastman's face when it was announced
Eastman.
said it all. And now hold on. That's Marvin Eastman is the winner by unanimous decision. That made sense.
Yeah. I was sitting here stunned. How did you give 55-50?
I gotta believe that Rob Kimmons was a little surprised when he heard the judges' numbers.
He did. He burst
Ladies and gentlemen, here to present the belts.
Believe it. A little confusion, but they got it right. Eastman.
And they're
winning.
There it is. Marvin the Beastman Eastman is the champ, and Richard Steele, the president there, helping him put on the belt. Richard Steele certainly knows about championship fights, the Hall of Fame boxing referee, calling over 170 in his career. Other members of the IFO now moving in along with John Stahoski, the vice president there, standing right beside him. The new champ, Marvin Eastman. Marvin the Beastman Eastman is the International Fighting Organization's inaugural middleweight champ. He's standing by with Ron.
Thanks, Kenny, with the winner, Marvin the Beastman Eastman. Well, they got it right, that initial call. I saw your face. Were you all worried?
Hell yeah, it's in Vegas, man, you know. And I was like, oh, man, come on, man, you know. But first and foremost, you know, it's been a long road. It was very tough for me to make get down the last couple of pounds for 185. But all I can do is thank the Lord, Jesus Christ, you know. I've been trying to get this opportunity to speak on this mic and give him first glory and first honor, man, because I've been through it for the last 2 years. It's been rough, and you know, without him, I wouldn't have been able to make it this far and succeed. You just have to believe, and I totally appreciate that.
Marvin, you shed 13 pounds the night before the weigh-in. You dropped down for the first time fighting at 185. That didn't seem to affect your stamina or your strength.
No, but you know, it's 5 rounds, you know, and I'm a slow starter, but the 10 pounds was nothing. It was the last 3 pounds because you're just kind of spitting out cotton candy, you know. But you know, my family, my wife, and all my friends, my homeboy Roy, he gonna kick my butt if I don't tell him what's up and give him a shot. And you know, everybody, man, it was just in my corner. My 2 managers and trainers, Master Chan and Skip Kelp, they some soldiers, they some riders, some of the best MMA trainers in the game, and I thank them.
Marvin, fireworks early and often. Were you at all surprised that Kimmons didn't try to get this fight to the ground and that he opted to stand with you?
Man, I'm a wrestler, man. I'm a wrestler. I've been wrestling since I was 7 years old. I got my youngest run, state champion. The other one is 14, is state champion, national caliber wrestler. That's what I do, man. I defend shots all day. I ain't worried about nobody shooting on me, you know?
Marvin Eastman, the former UNLV running rebel. You've scored some touchdowns in this city, and now you get to score and get the IFO middleweight championship. Congratulations.
Thank you very much. I thank Richard Steele, Steel Cage Productions, Ski, all my buddies at John Lewis Jiu-Jitsu. Man, there's so many people I want to thank. Oh man, some of the baddest dudes out there, unbreakable mouthpieces. You know, he saved my teeth, and I want to say thank you to Vegas Fuel for representing me and let me represent them. But for last but not least, and first and foremost, I just want to give it to God because you know, I can't do nothing without him. You know, and it's been rough, but he's been in my corner all this time.
Marvin, enjoy this hard-fought victory.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate it very much. God bless.
All right, Kenny, back to you at cage side.
Thanks, Ron. Marvin Eastman, the Beastman, taking the inaugural IFO middleweight world belt, defeating Rob Kimmons in a unanimous decision And so it is Marvin Eastman taking the first IFO belt with a unanimous decision victory over Rob Kimmons. Thank you for being with us for the premiere of the International Fighting Organization here on Friday Fight Night on HDNet. For our great crew, for Ron Kruk and Jeff Blatnick, I'm Kenny Rice. Thanks for watching, everyone. So long from Vegas.
You know the legends, Fedor, Bas Rutten, Chuck Liddell. Prepare yourself for the future. Jay Huron, Wagner Fabiano, Tim Kennedy, Jason Mayhem Miller. Today's fighters, tomorrow's champions. HDNet Fights. Friday at 10:30 Eastern, 7:30 Pacific on HDNet. Your new home for MMA.